welcome. First of all, good afternoon. Welcome everyone to AvaTrade live Q&A webinar. I'm Danny. I'm part of the educational stuff in the company, and I will be giving you the webinar today. Before we will begin, I would like to make sure that everybody is seeing the screen here properly. Let me see some response regarding the. Perhaps we should put some chart on. What do I want to show you today? Okay, so just to respond in the question section that the chart here is visible for everyone. Okay, I only see some comments. I would love to see more comments in the question section. That the chart here is visible and that the sound is okay. If you can comment that the sound is in the proper level and it's not blurry or anything, that could be good. Then we can start. All right, that's good. That's wonderful. Let's see more people, more and more people. All right. Now it should be even better. How is the sound now? Do we have any improvement? Let's see. Okay. Okay, it seems that it works. It seems like now it's working. Okay, so we're gonna begin. Like I said, welcome to the live Q&A. My name is Daniel. I'll be giving you the webinar. Let's begin with a quick introduction to the webinar, what will happen in every stage. So we will begin with the common questions as always, that is predetermined, then dynamic questions, which is you guys asking the questions along the webinar. Then I'm gonna provide with some links, information, webinar privileges, and lastly, analysis. Okay, this part is only gonna be done if we were not gonna discuss the analysis during questions themselves. Otherwise, if something is explained already, there is no need to waste our time on analysis. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna make sure that the webinar is recorded. It's a great time to say that the webinar is indeed recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube later on. Okay. I'm gonna put here the disclosure for you to enjoy, and I'll even give you the first paragraph. Any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only and should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. All right, so I'm gonna go for roughly 10 seconds to make sure that everything is recorded, and then I'll be back. Thank you very much. Okay, it seems like everything is fine. We're gonna begin, like I said, with the common questions. Welcome back, or I should say, welcome to everyone who joined the live Q&A webinar. The comments that the common questions that we have. Okay, so how can I use Trading Central? What's the best amount to start as a beginner? What is leverage? How can I make a withdrawal? What are the commissions for deposits and withdrawals? Okay. All right. I would like to say, guys, that this webinar, the purpose of it is to give you the answers visibly for all of your questions. So even if I'm explaining about, for instance, Trading Central, it doesn't mean that you have a question. If you have a question about analysis, that you can't ask it. Okay, you can put it in the question section, and I will address it accordingly. And you can shoot all kind of questions that you want, and as long as it's relevant, you gotta get in. And of course, if the time will allow us, so we'll give you an answer. Okay, so we're gonna do it organized. I'm gonna copy and paste the question with a quick, perhaps how to get it done. And the question that we have here is, how can I use Trading Central? Let's begin with, first of all, what exactly is Trading Central? Okay, so Trading Central is a place where you can find, let me show you and then explain. So this is the platform. Usually it's going to look something like that, or it's going to show the list here on the left, the left side with, as you can see, all kind of categories and groups, right? Forex, indices, all kind of things. And then you have to pick something from the lists, okay? And then you can open up the lovely chart that we saw. If I'll take Nikkei as an example, and I click buy, so it opens me with this nice chart. Okay, here specifications. Here I have the chart, and if I want to see it even better, I can click here to expand. Yeah, and then it works out fine. All right, and if I want to have more information about this asset, if I click here on the eye, I can get all kind of, as you can see here, the times that it's opened, the lot size of this asset, okay, what it's related, the Japanese yen, right? And we also have the spread, the leverage. We still don't know what is the leverage, but we'll speak about it. The margin, okay, all kind of things, overnight fee, okay. Now, Trading Central, what it's going to give me, if I click here on the 3 lines, okay, so just to be clear, to get to this area, which is called a web trader, so I'm going to put here, step 1 is to log on to your account by email and password. Okay. And then the second step is going to be to click the 3 lines on the left upper corner. All right, and when I click, it's going to show me here Trading Central. Now, Trading Central, if I click it, it's going to show me, let's just put here. Okay, it's going to show me click Trading Central. Okay, very simple. 3 steps, we all can agree. 3 steps, then I can pick economic calendar, okay, as an example. Now, before we look at the economic calendar and we understand how it works, that's important to know that there are 2 kinds of analysis, okay? There is technical analysis, and there is fundamental. Right? Now, fundamental analysis is what is not, let me begin first of all with the technical analysis. So technical analysis is what is in the chart. For instance, let's go back to what we had before. What was it, the Nikkei, right? Okay, so technical analysis is me telling you guys, this is a bullish candle. By the way, this is a bearish candle. By the way, why do we call it bearish, bullish? What is this language? Tell us minimal deposits for beginner traders, please. As you can see here, this is a question that it's already on. Okay, Boljan, it's here already. I'm gonna address this question in a moment when we are done with this question. Okay, if you can have some patience, that would be advisable. All right, so we have technical analysis and fundamental analysis. Now, technical analysis is me telling you guys this is a bearish candle. What I wanted to say about the bearish, right, so bearish and bullish. Bearish and bullish is the terminology is that a bull lift his opponent to the air. If you go against a bull and he's running to you, he's going to lift you in the air, right? So this is a bullish candle, right? Is a positive candle, is a going up trend candle. And the bearish candle, same way that a bear is going to slam you to the ground, right? With his big arms, it's going to slam you to the ground. So this is a bearish. It's going to put you down, right? Putting you down. So this is bearish and this is bullish. Now, technical analysis, for instance, this is something that I can get from the chart. This is me telling you guys, this is a butterfly candle. This is a firefly candle. This is a tail. Okay, this is some kind of a resistance level. Everything that I'm saying now is irrelevant. Okay, this is just for the sake of the explanation. All kind of words about technical analysis, support and resistance, and we have here a tail that signifies some kind of correction, right? Rejection and then correction. Okay. Technical analysis. All averages, very, very interesting. If I click here, I can also get information from the candles. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Now, fundamental analysis is the opposite. It's not really the opposite. It's just something that I cannot get from the chart. For instance, if I'll take crude oil, right? And I'm looking at the chart now. Okay. By the way that I took crude oil was not from the categories, was not from the groups. I don't know if you saw it. I just put here CL, which is the symbol's name. I click it and it goes. Okay. There is no need to, it's very accessible. Now, if I'm analyzing crude oil, and I would like to explain to you guys that, right? This nice, we have it a nice V-shaped kind of a chart. Wonderful. Let's cut the edges, and then we have a nice V. Also gotta get rid of those. Okay. Now, I want to explain to you this thing. Okay. I'm sure 1000% that there is a fundamental explanation related to this movement, right? What is a fundamental explanation? Okay, that could be, for instance, inventory, oil inventory. What is it? What day is it today? Wednesday. Okay, so on Wednesday, Thursday, and every now and then we have the storage, right? The inventories for crude oil. Okay, simple idea how trading works, supply and demands. Now, if I'm looking at the inventories announcement and I see that almost every announcement, there is some kind of response from crude oil. What else could be the reason? Let me just show you. War. War could also be the reason. If we're looking a few months backward, okay, where it all started, right? I think it was in March. I'm not exactly sure about the exact date, but also what could be what also could be a reason? COVID, right? So all kind of things that are happening outside the market and not it's not things that we can get from the charts. We can get from the charts the idea of how the asset is behaving, but we cannot get the reason of things to happen. Okay, this is fundamental analysis. Is something else. Now, why am I telling you all those lullabies, all those nice stories? Because Trading Central can give you exactly that. Now, if I'm going to economic calendar and I go here, like I said, the 3 lines, remember 3 lines at the top, I go here, Trading Central, okay, nice. Economic calendar is going to give me exactly that, and not just that, I can also filter what is relevant for me. So for instance, I have importance, I don't want to see the small announcements. I'm not into that. I want to see only the high announcements, okay, such as the non-farming payroll as an example, and I want to see the ISM, or for instance, I'm only interested in US announcement. I don't care about any of those things. So I can mark it, and then it's just not going to show me that, right? And then I can see it on the calendar, and once I see it, I can get some nice information out of it. Okay, as an example, I can get the forecast. What is the forecast? This is an anticipated number based on previous numbers, right? Every report like this is systematic, and it's happening every first Friday of the month. The NFP, the non-farming payroll, right? Okay, this is a general idea how fundamental analysis works. Obviously, we have to understand that, for instance, if the forecast is a certain number, we still don't have the forecast, but never mind. Let's take something that already happened. So if the forecast is 210,000, okay, and the actual was 263, that means that there is more employment than the forecast, okay. So if there is more employment, what do you think? Is that a good thing for the currency or a bad thing? Let's put it here. Perhaps will assist understanding a bit better. Okay, if there is more employment, right? Is that good or bad for USD, right? Okay, if there is more employment, more people are working, paying taxes, going to work, doing their job. So this is good for the circle of the economy. But if I compare it to the previous one, what is the previous one? Previous is 284, right? Okay, so for instance, if it's higher, it's a positive thing. Problem is, it's less than previous. Okay, so we're not going to delay a lot of these things. I just wanted to show you Trading Central, and then we got carried away. All right, or maybe it was good. Maybe I feel like if every practical thing that I'm teaching you guys, it's a blessing. Okay, so Trading Central, we have all kind of things, the economic calendar, Forex features idea. What exactly is that? Let's click it and see. Okay, sometimes sometimes it requires a bit of motivation. Okay, so this is the technical side. As I have explained in the beginning, okay, that the technical analysis is something we can get from the chart, and this is exactly that. This is exactly, as you can see here, bullish, right? As I've explained about bullish and bearish. Okay, so bearish going down, bullish going up. Now this is a very interesting overview, okay, which we can signify here. And if we carry on to analysis views, we can also get even more specific ideas, such as pivot points, and like I said, support and resistance. Okay, why there are many numbers here? Isn't support and resistance? I get this question a lot. Okay, even on a personal level. So support and resistance, a lot of clients asking me, Danny, how can I find support and resistance? I'll tell you a secret. There is no single support and resistance. Okay, we are traders. We speak in levels, levels of support and resistance, not a single defined number. And that's the beauty of trading, because you got to change every time frame. You got to change. You can't just analyze minutes or hours or days. You have to see the bigger picture or to magnify in sometimes. Okay, so we viewed every, okay, what we have here. The fourth one is the market buzz. This is more into movements that are occurring. Okay, this is a bit different. All right, as you can see here, Tesla is being a star. All right, all right, all right. I think it's quite fair what we have here. Right, this is the explanation. This is the technical part. For dinosaurs like me who are not so good in technology, they need somebody to really write down all of the steps. How can we make it happen without making a mess here? Let's see. Maybe if I click on this one, will it work? Hopefully. Okay. Okay. All right. So how can I use? Okay, perfect. What is the best amount to start with as a beginner? Also, I got this question from the audience. Tell us minimal deposits for beginners, traders, please. Okay, sure. So what is the best amount to start with as a beginner? Anybody knows the secret number? What is the best amount? Let me give you some options. You tell me what you prefer. $100, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, or $100,000. What do you think that is the best amount to start with? As an example, if I'm an individual who's making, I don't know, $5,000 as a salary, and I'm aiming to make, let's say, $1,000 on a position. Okay, let's just put the numbers here. And I want to trade with, what did we had in Nikkei? Okay. By the way, all the indices are umbrellas that contain stocks underneath. Each Nasdaq is an example, so we can find their Facebook and Apple and Tesla and all kind of things. Same apply for Dow Jones. Same apply for US 500. So 500 companies that are there. Same apply for the DAX, which is European. Same for the CAC. Okay. As I was explaining, now, the best amount to start with, if I want to trade Nikkei, okay, and the value for Nikkei is 27,000, and I want to make $1,000 with Nikkei. Great. Now, what I want to do is I want to put here the now price. What is the now price? Let's see together. 27,860. Therefore, every unit is gonna cost me 27,000. Okay. Now, here is a rule that will help you indicate a bit better how to use analysis. Okay. In general, how to do the calculations. When I buy or sell 1 unit and the market is moving $1, I will gain or lose $1. Therefore, if I change this one to 10, okay, then the result here will be 10. If I change the movement to 10, so it will also be 10. This is going to stay like that for a couple of minutes for you guys to digest. Okay, and we will understand with this a bit better what is the best amount to start with. Okay, the now price is $27,860. And if I'm looking at the chart, I'm planning to make $1,000. Goal here is, we're not going to keep it as a secret, $1,000. Perfect. Okay, and we would like to trade Nikkei. Perfect. Okay. Now, like I said, this comparison, so 1 unit multiplied by this movement equals this result. Okay, same apply. If I put here 10 and 1, so 10, 1 and 10, also 10. Okay. This is why if I divide my 1,000 by certain amount of units or movements, I'm gonna get a nice number. For instance, if I'm looking for a $10 movement, I need 100 shares. If I'm looking for $100 movement, okay, then I need only 10 shares. Okay. Now, our balance is $10,000. We're hoping to make 1,000 with Nikkei, and I want to know whether this balance is suitable to trade Nikkei. So I'm going to put here 10. Okay. Let's try it this way. Okay, so actually Nikkei is the minimal lot size will not let us trade 10 this way. Okay, because the lot size is much bigger. It's 1 to 10,000. So we're going to pick something else that will let us indicate this a bit better. Otherwise, I'm afraid that this might make things a little more complex for you guys. Let's try NASDAQ instead. All right, let's just change the thing, and we are great. Okay, so same apply about NASDAQ. Let's try 10 shares. Okay, each share is 11,000. Let's put the value here. 11,007. Okay, multiply 10. How much is that? Anybody knows? So that's 100. I don't even have to think too much. It's already written here. Okay. Now, this is the actual number. This is the value for my position. How much do I really need? So obviously I don't have this much money on my account, which is a problem because I can't take this position. And now I'm gonna ask, can I buy or sell 10 shares of NASDAQ with 10,000? Remember that the actual cost is 117,000. Okay, sir. Okay, so the most of you wrote negative answers. Okay, so it's not possible. But with leverage, it is possible. That means that now we're gonna understand what is leverage. Let's see, leverage. Okay, there is a question here. What is leverage? So we're gonna cover this question as well. And then we will understand whether if it's possible or not. Okay, so leverage by definition lets you multiply or perhaps let you buy or sell more units with the same balance. Okay, that means that thanks to the leverage, which is a multiplier, let's put here. Okay, let me do more with the same balance. That means that my 10,000 is going to behave much bigger, as if I had much bigger amount. How bigger? How much bigger? If I click here on the I, so I can know. I click here on the I, then my leverage is here, 1 to 200. So my 10,000 is going to behave as if I had, hypothetically, let's see. Okay, 10,000 multiplied to 100. Sorry, 2 million. 2 million. Okay, I have a strength of 2 million, even though I don't have 2 million in my account. Yeah. Now it's important to know that the leverage is specific and individual. That means that 1 to 200 doesn't really loan me the money to do whatever I want with it. It's only for the sake of the position and only for NASDAQ. Okay. Maybe other assets have 1 to 200 as well, but again, it's not collective. Okay, so the leverage 1 to 200. Again, it's a multiplier. Let me do more. So obviously, if I can do more, I need less of a capital as a requirement. And if I'll divide this number by 200, I get that number over here, the margin impact or the margin requirement, or the number that is required for me to open the position. Okay, so I'm going to put here margin impact. And then what I'm going to see is that I need much less. I don't need 117,000, not at all. I just need 500. Now, back to the question from the beginning. I have $10,000, so this is enough to take a single position. That's even enough for 10 positions. Okay? What if I only had 1,000? Will that be okay? If I had $1,000 in my account as a beginner and I want to trade NASDAQ, right? 10 shares of NASDAQ. Is that enough? 1,000 is enough for only 2 positions. Therefore, either I minimize the lot size or I have to start with a much bigger capital. So we understand from that conclusion all of this story that I wrote here, that there is no best amount for everyone. There is a best amount if you have a plan that is defined. And then according to the plan, you have enough money. So for instance, if let's say I want to trade half a lot, do I have enough with 10,000? Yes. It doesn't mean that it's a smart thing or not, because this is occupying 30% of my margin. Yeah, 30% is going to be only dedicated on that position, and then I can get something called margin call. Okay, margin call on a nutshell is where you don't have enough margin to sustain the position, and the position is getting closed. Okay. Do we have any questions about anything that I've explained so far? I'm sorry that I didn't ask about questions about Trading Central, but it was quite straightforward, so there was no. But still, are there any questions about this, or are there any questions about Trading Central that I've mentioned in the beginning? Okay, can you explain how to do fundamental analysis? I just did. Thank you, Moto, for the wonderful question. I just did. I have explained about fundamental analysis approximately 5 minutes ago. So just watch the recorded version. Watch the recorded version, and yeah, it should be there. Okay, so no questions about this. Let's carry on. I think it's quite sufficient answer. What is leverage? We're gonna put your show on the chart. Can I actually take this guy? No, it will not work. Never mind. So show on the chart. Okay. Yeah, what is the best amount to as a beginner? So practically we don't have a defined number. We understood that it depends on the margin level and some other things. So it can't be okay. Each beginner can start with whatever amount he thinks that it's the best. But I recommend to contact your senior account manager to help you with the plan. Otherwise, every amount is good or every amount is bad. It's not really just a one answer. Okay, how can I'm actually gonna put here, ask your account manager. Okay. How can I make a withdrawal? Okay, so this is a fun part. This is super simple. I'm gonna show it to you. Just a second. Maybe I can put it here as well. Will it work? What size is that? 11. Perfect. Thanks to this webinar, I'm getting better technology-wise. Can I trade by myself, or it has an obligation of trading under control of an expert? First of all, thank you for this lovely question. First of all, you're not obligated to anything. Okay, you can have fun with the platform as much as you want, explore all the buttons, all the functions, all the indicators, all by yourself, and enjoy it and have a lot of joy. But eventually the process of making money is involved with few things. And one of the things is a plan. It doesn't have to be a financial plan with Chevy calculations and financial decisions. It needs to be with guidelines that helps you understand how to carry on with the account. Now, if you have 1,000 or 500, like I showed you on the chart, it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be able to do the right separation if you want to diverse, right? So this is enough for, let me just simplify my explanation if I can. Okay, so maybe even one lot. Okay, perfect. So this is one lot with NASDAQ with me having $10,000 in my account. Is that good? That's enough to take the capital, to take the position. That's enough, but it's only enough. Is that good? I don't know. I can only say that it's not enough for two positions. Okay? It's not even enough. Let me just show you. Now we are with a buy. So if it goes any further, if it goes $10 down, what will happen with my capital? I will lose $2,000. And that's a big problem to an account with 10,000 because almost six went just to hold a position. 2,000 and I'm losing, bringing me to a very big problem. Okay, this is the requirement that I have to that my account needs to contain this much margin. If I don't have that, it's a problem. So having enough is not always the optimal solution. Having enough is just enough. This is why we call it enough. All right. I hope that it makes sense. Okay, so the last, all right, so we have how can I make a withdrawal? Okay, so this is super simple. We're gonna go here on the three lines as I wrote here previously. Click here on withdrawal. Okay, we're gonna give it a few moments. Sometimes the withdraw page needs a few moments for itself. Just a second. All right, let me see if I can fix it. We're saved. Okay, so what commissions? We're gonna put this one in, leave it for later. Okay. And what commissions? What are the commissions for deposits and withdrawals? If the page would have worked properly, I could have showed you that there are no commissions for deposits or withdrawals. Okay, there are no commissions for deposits or withdrawals. You can make a deposit of whatever amount that you want and withdraw whatever amount that you want freely and limitless. Okay, freely. Okay. Now, let's look at some of the questions that we have from the audience. All right. Why do I have to sustain my margin level? Okay, so thank you for this lovely question. Okay, Albert is asking, why do I have to, basically what you're asking is how the margin, how does the margin works? So the margin works the same idea that I've explained here. It works in a way that it depends on the leverage that you're being given. For instance, I have 1 to 200, and thanks to the 1 to 200, my margin requirement is 200 times less. Okay, 176 becomes 880 if you divide it by 200. Okay, I can do it again, and then this is the margin that I'm expected to have. Oh, sorry, to open this position. So if I'll divide it by the leverage, I have the requirement. Is that understood? So Albert, let me ask you, what do you think that happens if you can't comply to the margin requirement? What happens if I don't have enough margin? Anybody knows? Any idea? Anyone? What happens if I don't have enough margin? The position get closed. You see, you know the answer. So this is why I have to sustain the margin. How can you free up more margin? What do I have to do? How can I free up more margin? Anybody knows? So I have one of two choices. I can add more funds into the account. I can deposit more funds to have more margin, or I can get rid of one of my positions, and then exactly. Thank you, Mr. Odashev. Okay, so I can close my positions, and then I free up more margin to do something else that I need or want. All right. Thank you for the lovely question. Okay, let's see if we have more questions here. What's the best amount? We already discussed that. Okay. What do you think about Tesla? When will I not get this? Thomas, I think I recognize your name. What do I think about Tesla? I don't wanna speak about it in public. You know, I don't wanna give my opinion in public. Otherwise, my Twitter account might get blocked. Never mind. I'm not supposed to. Okay, so let's see if there are more questions. But in general, I can just say, listen, Elon Musk is a genius, right? One thing that he's not stupid. Okay, I can just say that he saved. I don't know if you remember, Tesla wasn't such a big deal. I think a year and a half ago, right? Before they split it, and no, they're having much more many shares than before. All right. So as you can see, Tesla is, but let me see how much time we have left. Otherwise, I don't want to be dragged into that. No, we're good. We're good. So Tommy Lee is asking here about my opinion about Tesla. Okay. In general, what we see here is a company that gave the solution. But by the way, I just want everybody to know, electrical car has been for more than a decade in the market, way before Tesla. So what made Tesla succeed so much? This is actually thank you, Tommy, for right. So what made Tesla go high so much, right? What made Tesla go high so much? Why did Tesla succeed when technology existed for actually I think it's even more than a decade. Maybe it's around a decade, you know. I think electricity car, maybe hybrid. I'm not sure. Anyway, what made Tesla go beyond, you know, other companies that have done that? And actually, they're not the pioneers, but in terms of market cut, they are pioneers because you can see that after Tesla succeeded, other vehicle companies popped like mushrooms after rain, right? So what was unique about Tesla? Tesla, the product itself became iconic, and the distribution and the brand and everything was so attractive for investors, and it did the job. Okay, I want to show you something. But what I wanted to say, the point here is that Tesla was about to crash deeply. Okay, you can see videos of Elon Musk stating that there was on the edge of the void, right? There were about to go back home, being gentle. Okay, but somehow we saved it. So what I think about Tesla, I don't know. I think they'll be fine. I don't wanna say if they're good or bad, but okay, we'll see. All right. Let's see if there are more questions. No, you shouldn't be sorry that you dragged me into that. It's fine. I'm actually happy that you asked me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to show the lovely audience this nice chart in the explanation. So thank you, Thomas, Tommy. Okay. All right. Let's see if there are more questions here. How do I get the right psychology for my strategy? Okay, so this is a good question. How do I get the right psychology for my strategy? Let's see how much time we have left. Are we okay with the time? Look, Kevin, let me put it in the notepad, but okay, let me put it here. But first, I want to share with you the links. Do we need analysis? Actually, explain about it in the beginning. Sure. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you here on the chat the AvaGo for the application. Where is the chat here? Okay, and we're gonna paste also the login and the deposit. Okay, and this is for further questions or information that you need, for instance. And you also have here a real account if you had enough with the demo and now you want to get down to business. Academy, this is a lovely place for tutorials and videos and demonstrations about all kind of things that you didn't get here on the webinar or other webinars, and it's recorded and it's accessible. All Ava users can enjoy the Academy for free. Okay, and the last thing that I'm gonna do for you today is to give you a special promotion for whoever were in the webinar. For everyone who participated in the webinar can enjoy later on after you make a deposit and activate the account. You can give your account manager this code that I'm gonna give you in 5 minutes, and you can enjoy a one-on-one premium market review. Okay, this is no joke, guys. One-on-one premium market review can give you months of work by yourself, because you're gonna get it from a professional trader who is giving you all the inputs that you need, right? The market review. Okay, all right. We are doing wonderful on the time. We have another 7 minutes, and I'm gonna answer. Who asked this? Mohammed, no. Kevin, right? Kevin, you asked about psychology. Okay. Do we have any more questions? Because otherwise, after this question, I'm not sure we'll have even more time, and this is a question that will require a couple of minutes. Do we have any more questions about anything else? All right. So, Kevin, you've asked about the right. How do I get the right psychology for my strategy? How can I answer that one? So first of all, why do I need to even to think about psychology when I'm trading? Look how nice the chart here. I can just pick some asset, right? Gold. Gold is famous. I can just pick gold. Take here. Let's see how gold is doing. Okay. All right. I can just, why do I have to even think about psychology when I'm trading? Isn't it all about numbers? Look, let's suppose that we've calculated here and we thought that gold is going down. Perfect. We're going to set the sell. We're going to put here, where is it? Okay, so this is the bottom. This is, we're going to call it the support. Again, we're not going to dig deeper about. Absolutely. To withdraw via MasterCard or Visa, absolutely. You can withdraw only through the way that you've made a deposit with. You can withdraw through same way you've made a deposit. So for instance, you've made a deposit through MasterCard, you're only going to withdraw back to that MasterCard. You've made a deposit through the bank, you can only withdraw through the bank. So it's advisable to think before you're making a deposit how you're planning to withdraw. Okay, so 1777, what a lovely number, and we are thinking that it's going down. I'm gonna think here 1730, perfect. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna click here a sell, and we'll see how it goes. Now, psychology-wise, I took a sell, and God forbid, gold went up to, let's say, 1800, okay? Now, let's paint it in red as it's a dangerous, okay, price. Now, this is actually, I didn't want to use a stop loss, but just hypothetical, as if it would get to 1800, what could have been the result? Now, let's suppose I took this position, okay? I took this position with gold, and I lost $2,243. Okay, what will be my next move? Okay, so psychology-wise, what happens when I lose? I want to win. So what can I do? I'm just going to take another trade without analyzing anything. Okay, so the result for that could be quite draconic, right? So when Kevin is asking, how do I get the right psychology for my strategy? Okay, the right psychology is that if you have a plan, okay, and you're planning to lose, as funny as it sounds, a certain amount, okay, for instance, not 2,000, but only 200, which is 10%, okay, so you can survive that, and obviously you're not going to be as pissed as if you lost 2,000. Again, every individual has his own feelings and own psychology, and everybody thinks differently. But in general, when I don't have a plan and I panic, and that happens a lot, okay, from the results of my trade, sometimes I react with let's say that analysis is less preferred. Or God forbid, I don't analyze at all, and then I just do impulsive trading. Okay, impulsive trading. Impulsive trading can lead to wipe out of my account. So I need to think of at least how much I'm planning to lose, which is part of risk money management. Yeah? Okay? All right. Okay. So how do I get the right psychology? Again, speak with an account manager. An account manager can help you estimate the right exposure, can put down a plan, and then it's easier to go on. Okay, to go blindly just like that, enjoying the platform, thinking it will go up or down, that's not a good plan at all. It needs to be designed. Yesterday, I've given the ultimate webinar for beginners. There I showed some steps that you can put down a goal, and then movements, and then units, and it's very nice to see. Otherwise, psychology is it's part of trading. Okay, it's unseparated part from trading. And as Kevin asked, you asked a good question, and with a reason. Okay, guys, we have another minute before we disclose for today. I'm gonna give you time to ask one last question that hasn't been asked, and yeah, go ahead. Are there any questions? Samira, you're asking what is the golden shield? The golden shield here is called AvaProtect, and I am not gonna explain about it in the minute that we that we have left. I'm so sorry, Samira. Save it for next. Save it for the next webinar, and then of course I'll explain to you gladly. Okay, or you can see yesterday I've showed that. Yesterday, the ultimate webinar for beginners, I've showed that on the chart. You can look for it in our channel and hopefully you'll find it. Okay, with an explanation, it's very nice to see. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure to give you this live Q&A webinar. I hope that now beginners are feeling a bit more confident to carry on, and advanced traders has joined it as well. I wish you all best of luck with your trading. Make a lot of money. Thank you for your time and have a good day.